Restore. God is holy. So are we. Welcome to day number 75 of the 90-day Jam Lord. That's right, the 90-day journey alongside my Lord. And this is God's story as experienced through the life of yours truly, your host, Rasheed Jeffries. And we're going to continue on volume 5 with this journey as we talk about another song that Wayne Bo produced the track on, and it's called What Not to Do. Now, this song was a song that I made based upon all of the mistakes that I made in my life since I've been saved and otherwise. Before I was saved, after I was saved, I realized that even though we make mistakes, even though things may go wrong in our lives, even though we make bad decisions, that doesn't stop us from being a blessing to people. You know, I got a divorce. So sometimes people will make it seem like I don't qualify to counsel them on marriage because I got a divorce. But because my heart is right, because I've repented, because God has forgiven me, and I know the counsel of God concerning marriage, and basically God has anointed me, He has called me to minister His word, I'm qualified even more so because I've been through a situation that I can help people out through. You know, I believe that all things work together for the good to them that love God and are called according to His purpose. I love God and I am called according to His purpose. So I believe all things work together for the good. I believe when I have a negative situation, God turns that around to the positive. God will turn that around and bless somebody with it. And it's not just divorce, it's all kind of situations. I have come to find that I flow in ministering to young brothers who are out in the street like me, to young brothers who have had a thuggish mentality like I had. See, if you've never been there, it's hard to identify with them, to help them in their situation. I can tell that brother, hey man, I know how you feel. I've been there. I used to be you. And that speaks volumes. It goes a long way. So I wrote this song because I really believe that even though I didn't do everything right, I can still be effective in ministry. Sometimes it's actually better to do ministry when you do things right. The ideal way to do ministry is when you do things right, and then you can tell people how to do things right. When you can say, hey, I did it this way, it worked for me, it'll work for you. Let me show you the right way. I've been there, I know the right path. And let me show you so that you can go on the right path as well. But I also believe that it'll work just as well if you go the wrong path, if you learn from it, if you repent, if you humble yourself, and you allow God to minister to you and grow you and build you to the point where you can teach somebody what not to do. And that's the position that I found myself in. Let me first say, a couple songs ago, I didn't mention that the vocals on that last part of We Be the Light, that was actually done by two of my daughters, my oldest and my second oldest daughters, Maya and Mercy. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Those were my daughters. I just wanted to make sure I gave a shout out to them. Thank you for everybody who participated, who helped me out in any studio time that we had, and they did that. So I just want to give a shout out to them. Let me go ahead and get started with this rap. Speaking of my daughters, my son, Emerson, my firstborn son, he actually helped me out on this track. If you listen to the song, you'll hear him in the chorus. And the chorus goes, let me tell you what not to do. Trust me, this junk here is not for you. Why would you choose to get burned when you could just learn from all the junk I went through? Huh? And then I say, let me tell you what not to do. And then Emerson says, You gonna tell me what not to do? And we keep going back and forth. I'm gonna tell you what not to do. Tell me what not to do. Tell you what not to do. Tell me what not to do. Listen to the song. It's a sweet little exchange. Okay? So, verse 1 says, take it from me, I tell you the right way to go, cause for so long I did it wrong. Hey, I know that what's best is for me to be a good model, an example, take a stand most should follow. I know you heard that in your words of be power, but what you're displaying, not saying, or speak louder. See, actions speak louder than words. You gotta do it, you gotta perform it, you gotta model it, not just say it. Don't just tell people what to do, show people what to do with your actions. So what you're displaying, not saying, or speak louder. On the real, the ideal way to teach how to live is to be positive and reach out to people. But I've been evil with my doings. I'm guessing that is a lesson that I ruined. Not so fast. God has a surprise coming, and it should work for the good, cause I love him. I don't doubt that I can strike out for 9 innings and still have lemonade made from my lemons. Instead of doing it right and you follow along, I did it wrong. And I wrote you a song that says, let me tell you what not to do. Trust me, this junk here is not for you. Why would you choose to get burned when you could just learn from all the junk I went through, huh? Imagine if we both had been at this house, right? Doors and windows locked closed, we outside. Whatever it takes to break in, we didn't care, cause our every necessity was in there. Doors so stable, we ain't able to boot past. Windows barred to guard the bulletproof glass. Without a key, our ideas were empty. Till I said, I'ma climb down the chimney. So I proceed to lead us out of this hot mess. Climbed the crib, broke my ribs in the process. Broken bones, got it on with the raccoon. Cutting, bleeding, and was even bit by a bat too. I got in, caught my wind, but there is one more thing to do. Crawl to you at the front door. I aim to let you in. So don't you refrain saying, I go the same way that you came. What? Man, let me tell you what not to do. Trust me, this junk here is not for you. Why would you choose to get burned when you could just learn from all the junk I went through? Hey, yo, trust me, you don't want to be like this. I doubt you'll pick this route. You'll see why quick. The road I face is laced with bad decisions. I choose to do it over if I had a wish, and somehow, if what I know now that I could apply, I would, and tell you that you should not do what I did the first time, and I'm sure you will slip fast if you did something stupid like me and skip class, or having sex. It affects your whole life if you do it to who is not your own wife or husband, because then you will be sinning and be like me and might struggle with these women. Don't let your anger hang you. You should stop or wind up like me and can't find a good job. Heed me, believe me, you need me leading you with my wrong to do right, or you might repeat me in doing what not to do. Trust me, y'all, you don't want to do the things that I did, because the things that I did comes with negative consequences. Getting kicked out of the Navy, staying back a year in school, not applying myself in school, getting a CCW, a felony when I was 20 years old, living a raunchy, rowdy, thuggish life, sleeping with all these women. Trust me, all of those items had negative consequences in my life that I still struggle with today. Things that I still suffer from today based upon decisions that I made back when I was a teenager. So you make sure that you seize your life and take full advantage of the opportunities that God gave you, and don't do what I did that's gonna cause negative consequences to come onto your life. Be blessed, y'all. Let me tell you what not to do. So that concludes day number 75 of this 90-day Jam Lord. Make sure you go to www.restore-fellowship.com and check out everything we have to offer, including realmenbeingmen.com. I talked to Raheem. I found out the pronunciation of his last name is Ajame. Okay, Raheem Ajame. I butchered it before. Sorry about that, Raheem. Shout out to Mr. Ajame. All right, so I'm going to say like I say all the time. This is Restore. God is holy, so are we.